I do the impossible, impossible. Impossible.
Something we've only seen less than a handful of times since this franchise was born back in the 90s, and that's Jacksonville hosting in the playoffs as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Cleveland Browns and the Jacksonville Jaguars. What twists and turns will January have in store for us? The NFL playoffs are officially underway. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Chubb on the read option. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, but I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. They'll run for it. Chubb. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Solid running there. And, CD, we hear so much about what it takes to win in the playoffs. Most people like to include having a strong running game in their assessment. And with this man in the backfield, this group has a strong running game without a doubt.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there because in terms of yardage, he's a top 5 running back in the league. And in terms of impact on a game, not many better than him. And when they're flowing and he's carrying the ball consistently, they're tough to beat.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. To throw is Watson. He's going to look deep down the field, and that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
An early message that this secondary is going to be tested because even though it fell incomplete, it almost felt like a warning shot to get things going.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, and a long way to go on third down. Watson now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down. On fourth down, on is Corey Bajorquez to punt. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. This is fielded at the 7. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll start on the ground. Etienne. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Hey, Charlie!
Another tote for Etienne. And down he'll go at the 25. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
But, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
They go play action with Lawrence. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. A give running right, Etienne. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 43. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 43. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Tackle made there by Myles Garrett. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Throwing on 2nd down. Lawrence. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Evan Ingram. 28 yards. And the Jags will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Well, we knew they had the crowd on their side. Their defense has already made a stop, and now here's an opening drive touchdown.
Yeah, how about the defense making the stop, offense feeling their momentum that they've generated, and turning into points on their side. So now you've got a team working together, and you get the crowd involved fully on their side in this ball game.
And in this playoff atmosphere, that 12th man means even more. Anthony Schwartz going to bring it out. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
The Browns drive about to get started.
The last series form a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson.
Going out wide, finds Chubb.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. He is out of bounds inside the 35. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They run it again with Chubb. And a short gain down to about the 33. Foyesade Oluwakan made the tackle there from his safety position. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
Watson off play action. And that will be incomplete.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the 1st down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking 1st down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a 1st down.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. On 1st down, right back to ETN.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On 2nd and 7, Lawrence. And completes it to Kirk over the middle.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down.
So if you're going to play charades at home, make sure you grab him, because for a running back, he sure did a pretty good wide receiver impression there. Going to line up in the slot to the left side. And a lot of times, as we well know, running back routes aren't as crisp as wide receiver routes. But this one, more than adequate for that play.
Straight ahead, Etienne. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 52 yards rushing for him in this first half, as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Recon, 132 fighter. Blue guard Orphan.
And they'll run with Etienne. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Ready, set.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Now Lawrence. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. Well, we just saw shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Etienne. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal. Well, let's see what they do. They're knocking on the door here in the 2nd quarter.
And you know what you look at on your play sheet? Your 2-point conversion plays, because you've drawn up a number of them in today's football. You don't just have 1 or 2 for the game. You have more like 6 or 7. Which one do you like here? Because that's essentially what you're going for right now. That spot of the field, call one of those and go get 6.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
The Browns drive about to get started. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A good pickup there, 26 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Watson. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Watson to Njoku there for the Cleveland first.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though. Huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. It kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it. Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And we'll see how much they want to push things, leading already here 10-3. Now ETN to start the drive. They find some open field here. And how about that for just running out the clock?
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
Go! Go! Go!
Play action. It's Lawrence. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
Max box right. Hey, exit.
Another try after the first down sack. Lawrence completes it to Evan Ingram. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Daniel West. Hey, Hayward.
Looking to throw on second down. Lawrence. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
And a lot of being a defender is being able to learn what you can and can't get away with when in man coverage. In this case, he got away with it and helped pop that ball free.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Hey, Alpha. Go.
Lawrence going to throw again. And able to find Kirk complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando. That's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
And that's where this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
On 2nd and 11 now, Lawrence. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, and talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get him going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
On 3rd down, here's Etienne. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Fielded at about the 28. A 55-yard punt that time with a return of about 14. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that will bring up second down.
Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Looking to throw again on second down. Watson. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Faking the give. Now Watson. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And this is caught. Touchdown, Browns.
Hard to believe that arm strength was a knock on Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson, but he showed what he's got there. Extra point by York is up and good.
And the lead down to 3 at 13-10. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep.
Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Here's Lawrence.
He's got Fuller. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down.
Hey, stop it.
Well, everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Six, bullet high. Hey, back truck.
On play action, Lawrence.
Escaping the pressure right. And this one is incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is taken at the 23. Nearly a huge return. As it is, still a very good one. 24 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Browns drive about to get started.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. And again, it's Chubb. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll try to run for the 1st down with Hunt. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now Watson will step away, and out comes Cade York to handle this 4th down field goal try for the Browns.
He hit his first one. This from 44 yards out now.
York able to send this one through.
And that's going to tie us at 13. So it was 4th and 1. They wind up taking the 3. But I'm not sure that that offensive unit, judging by the sideline, Charles, was in 100% agreement with the decision.
No, not at all. But the head coach has final call on this. We know that. But let's face it, offenses want to feel like, hey, you believe in us, let us go for it. We'll see if that is a problem for them moving forward in this game.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, Charlie! Hey, you! Hey, Echo!
And they'll go again with ETN. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Hey, Mike 7! Hey, Wahoo!
Lawrence will throw. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Shoot that bomber! Shoot that bomber! Hey!
Lawrence, now this is ETN on the draw. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
X3! Stop it!
Lawrence. He finds his man. Complete. It's Fuller. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Now Lawrence. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Now, they were in a great position to take the lead, Charles. Obviously, all they needed was a field goal to do that. They wanted the touchdown. Unfortunately, they're going to get neither.
And you know every offense talks about the same thing each week, don't they, Brandon? They want to end every drive with a kick, whether it's a field goal attempt, a point after the touchdown, or at worst, a punt. This time they had that opportunity but didn't get it, because you know the field shrinks that close to the end zone, and that allows the defense to tighten up their coverage, and they picked that one off.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Chubb will get the call running left. Bulldozes past him. And he's out right at the 25. 57 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, This intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a heck of an effort from Josh Allen getting in there defensively.
Well, they sent the power set out there, and their job is to be man-on-man and move people so they can run the football. But that time, too many men didn't get moved in the box defensively. They end up throwing him for a loss.
On 2nd and 12, Watson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got a man, complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day, they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
A give running right is Chubb. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Second down, here's Chubb again. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And Chubb will try the middle here. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, 22 yards. And the Browns have broken our tie and have taken a fourth-quarter lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead.
13.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here's Lawrence. Able to connect with Fuller.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hey, exit.
Back to throw, Lawrence.
They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Lawrence. That one complete downfield to Kirk.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A very solid gain of 27.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Recon, 132 fighters. Hey, Alpha. Bravo.
Throwing now, Lawrence. Finding ETN here, catching it on the out route.
And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the 1st down, but I thought that was the key.
Second and 6 with the ball on the 7.
Hey, order.
Back to throw. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Extra point forthcoming. And we may very well be headed to overtime. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe call is to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
To throw, Watson.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. Well, plenty of chills and thrills in this one, and more to come here as overtime will decide who moves on to the divisional round. Pulls it in at the 13 and able to get this out to the 25. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And, CD, we get to see the debut of the brand-new postseason overtime rules. Now, as everybody is learning, both teams are going to be guaranteed an offensive possession. So they might get the ball first here, but a touchdown does not right away win the game.
And we saw many marker games along the way that sparked a lot of conversation. But the Buffalo-Kansas City game in the 2022 playoffs, that really brought about this rule change. What an amazing game, a true classic. Ended in overtime without Buffalo getting a shot with the football, and the people didn't like that at all. So starting this season, if you make the playoffs, you'll get a chance to answer if the other team scores first, and that way you get a chance to keep a great game as well as your hopes alive as you chase the big prize. Really good coverage all over the field, and it took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
A 3-and-out could really hurt here in this opening drive of overtime. Big third down coming.
Hey, Delta.
On third down, Lawrence finds his tight end Ingram. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up fourth down. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. And Ingram holds it in. And out across midfield down to the 45. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down. Not lacking aggressiveness here to begin overtime, Charles. A pretty big play right there. And looked like it might have caught the defense off guard. They may have been expecting something a little more conservative.
Yeah, they've got to shore things up in a big way because they make any more mistakes like that and really let them drive it on them, they'll be putting their offense in a tough spot to answer if they want to extend their season.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. A give to Etienne running right. And some room to roam now. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 124 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. Well, things now, Charles, looking pretty good here. A great opportunity to try to cash in for 6 on the opening possession of overtime.
And what I'm liking, Brandon, is what I see down on the sidelines. I see a defense huddled up and ready to go, already preparing for their opportunity to go on the field and close out this game.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They've had some success here in overtime on this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you, and until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there and available to them.
Now it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah.
They go play action with Lawrence. Throwing to the sideline, he finds Fuller. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Hoping to keep this OT drive alive. Now they face a 3rd and 2. They'll run with Etienne. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A 2-yard touchdown run. And, Charles, that touchdown alone doesn't win him the game anymore with the rule changes and overtime in the postseason. But they still went down, scored, got the job done, and now they put it in the hands of their defense.
And with the other side now guaranteed an overtime possession, getting that score was vital. The pressure's now on their opponent, and their defense, they have to cut off the momentum the offense generated. One stop, and they end this game.
Here's Schwartz bringing it out of the end zone. The Browns drive about to get started. And CD, the pressure is on here. Only a touchdown on this series will prevent their season from coming to an end right here, right now.
And this is why the postseason overtime rules were changed, partner, to afford teams an opportunity to respond in this type of a situation, because in the past, this game would already be over, and the losing team would be making off-season plans. Now they've earned their way into a postseason. They do get a chance to answer after the other team scores first.
Second and 8. Now Watson, his first throw of OT. He's going to go for a big play downfield. He's got a man, complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Well, we know they need a touchdown here to keep their season going, and on that play, wasting no time to try to push that ball downfield, partner.
Yeah, and even though the season's hanging in the balance on this drive, I don't know what you see, but I don't see any fear in the eyes of this offense. They're dialing up big plays, risky throws. They'll do whatever it takes to match touchdown for touchdown. And in this moment, they need to play the best they have all season, and they certainly appear to be ready to rise to the occasion.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And he is close to a first down as he's tackled at the Jaguars' 29. Nervous time now, moving the chains, an absolute must. Here's third down. On third down, here's Hunt. And Hunt is not going to get there. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Well, here we go. Now it's gut check time. They need to convert here to keep the series and their season alive.
And obviously, this is their biggest snap of the season. And across the line of scrimmage, how about that defense? They feel exactly the same way, and they know they're one stop from celebrating a win themselves.
And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. So as they head to the sidelines, we'll head to this break on EA Sports. They'll run for it. Chubb. And now off to the races down the right side. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. He goes 29 yards there on the touchdown run. And the Browns' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Well, CD, they had the overtime answer. Now the question, do they tie it or go for the win?
Well, the teams already knew. The best teams, they made up their minds before they got to the end zone whether they were going to go for 2 or go for the tie.
And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Now receiver in motion left. Now they bring a receiver in motion right. Now Watson. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team.